Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Dade County Weekly Update. Remember, you can type your questions in the comment section of the Facebook Live feed during this update. If you don't want to ask your questions during the live broadcast, you can always email us at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. Thank you so much for coming to the right place for the right information. Today, we have several guests with us. We have George Williams with the Alliance for Dade, Joy Odom with the Dade County Historical Society of Trenton, Georgia, Carolyn Hixson with the Elections Board, and Ted Rumley, the Dade County Executive. As well as being on Facebook, I do want to remind you that we are also on YouTube, so that's always very easy to go back and watch replays of the live update, or if you can't watch during the workday, you can always watch it later. If you know somebody who would be interested in hearing from any of our guests today, go ahead and invite them to watch this live broadcast with you or start a watch party so you can hold your own discussion. Sharing the links to our videos is very, very easy. One thing that I do want to mention before we get started with our first guest, George Williams, is our homecoming parade tonight at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. If you don't feel like getting out because maybe the weather is not to your liking, we will be live streaming that at Dade County, Georgia on our Facebook page. It will not be on YouTube, but it will be on our Facebook page at Dade County, Georgia. And that is Dade County, Georgia, with Georgia all spelled out. So we will live stream that tonight. So the homecoming parade, don't forget that this evening. Next, we'll hear from George Williams with the Alliance for Dade.
Thank you, Carey, and good afternoon. I'm George Williams with the Alliance for Dade, your Chamber of Commerce. I get to do the Save a Date section, and I'm going to talk about some more current events too. But save a date. Don't forget to get out and vote. Elections are November the 2nd, and I know you can do early voting at the present time. I did mine last week here at the commission office. So please get out and vote for your candidates. We've got the Dade Expo Jolly Holidays coming up in December. The Sheriff's Department is also doing Hope for the Holidays. Applications for that started on October the 1st, and they go through Wednesday, November 24th. So if you're interested in being part of that, get with the Sheriff's Department. The other thing is the parade, which is this year's theme is All I Want for Christmas. That'll be along with Light Up Trenton. So that'll be the second year in a row that the Alliance has worked with businesses to light up their storefronts, and we actually award prizes to the best decorations. Now, let's talk about tonight. In Carey, I think the weather's going to clear, and it's going to be a nice evening. But tonight is Dade County High School's homecoming parade, and it starts at 7 o'clock, followed by a bonfire at the high school. So get ready for all the exciting activities that take place for homecoming, and the parade will be on North Main Street. This weekend, if you're looking for something to do, there's a lot of activities. Dade Elementary School is having their Fall Festival on Saturday the 23rd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Trick or Treat on the Square is taking place on October 23rd, Saturday, from 5:30 to 7:30. Route of the Battle of Chickamauga tour is taking place on Sunday the 24th, and Joy Odom will be following me to tell you more about that. And the Optimus Bowling Tournament is October 24th. We're still looking for exhibitors for the Dade Expo, which we call Jolly Holidays. We're expecting as many as 100 vendors to be there. And the last time we did this pre-COVID, we had well over 800 people come in and visit our exhibitors for that event. Carey, thank you very much for having me, and that's my part of this show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, George. Next, we'll hear from Joy Odom with the Dade County Historical Society of Trenton, Georgia.
Several years ago, Dade County Historical Society became the local partner for the Wreaths Across America campaign, at least our area part of it. If you're not familiar with it, that is the national effort to see that every year on Veterans Day, all veterans have a wreath placed on their graves, particularly those that are in national cemeteries. And since we have a large national cemetery here, we're handy to be able to carry out that project every year. Gail has sent me some information. Gail Moore-Hedden is our Historical Society person who heads this up. And of course, we need volunteers to put wreaths on the graves, and we need contributions. And if you know of a veteran that we don't already have on our list, and you can contact Gail for that, we would be glad to add them too. But she has written the Wreaths Across America campaign in Dade County is quickly nearing its deadline of November 1st. In order to get wreaths made and delivered on December 18th, we must get the names of our veterans and funds to our Chattanooga affiliate by the 1st. The Dade County Historical Society, American Legion Post 106, and American Legion Post 106 Auxiliary wish to thank everyone who has generously donated to assure that nearly 350 Dade County and Northeast Alabama veterans will receive wreaths on their grave sites this year. This is an increase of 52 veterans from 2020. And she wants to express our thanks for the folks who have helped and who have given. There will be a memorial service at the main pavilion in the Chattanooga National Cemetery at noon on December 18th. Following the service, volunteers will begin placing wreaths. Last year, 15,000 veterans received wreaths, the most since the beginning of the Wreaths in Chattanooga campaign. As you know, Chattanooga National Cemetery is a huge cemetery. There are more than 50,000 graves, and the veterans are scattered throughout. So a number of people are needed to put the wreaths on graves and so forth. If you're interested in any of this, if you're interested in going to the service or being part of this in any way, please contact Gail Hedden at 423-987-3713, and I'll try to remember to repeat that again in a minute. I want to make a quick plug for the Historical Society, if I can, while I'm here. We are trying very hard to become a research center for folks who are interested in doing genealogy research. We do have free access to Ancestry, and we can show you how to use it. We also have a number of family histories from Dade County that we'd be happy to help you with, to show you those. But we're also trying to become a local history museum of sorts. If you know of incidents that happened, if you have collections of clippings and so forth, we would love to have those. If you have pictures of old buildings around the county, pictures of some of the original settlers or folks of a generation or two ago, we don't have to take your pictures and keep them anymore. We have a really excellent scanner, and we can make an appointment for you to come by the library, and we can borrow your picture for 5 minutes and have a copy of it. And we're trying to have a good set of things so that people can look up anything they're interested in. There are volunteers in the library usually every Tuesday, but if Tuesday's not a good day for you to come, you can contact the library and we will call and make an appointment with you to come another time. So we're willing to help you in any way we can in knowing more about your history or the county history or almost anything you're interested in. But we are there, and we'll be more than happy to see you if we can help you in any way. Again, Gail Moore-Hedden's phone number is 423-987-3713 for Wreaths Across America. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Odom. We also have put Gail Hedden's telephone number in the comments for you. Next, we'll hear from Carolyn Hixson with the Board of Elections.
We'll have some exciting news for you about elections. We're having one, and it's been a busy place. Not a lot of voters, but we've been busy getting ready. It doesn't matter if it's a small election or a large election. We have basically the same amount of work to do. There's all the getting ready. There's the staffing of the poll precincts, the office personnel, getting things set up. There's the LNA testing on the equipment. That's where we take the old election off, clear the machine, and program it for the new election. And that's something that is very strict and very carefully guided, and it's something that has to be done before we can even start an election. I'm going to say this phone number. I'm like Miss Odom. I'll try to remember and tell you again, but it's 706-657-0300. 8170, and that's the Board of Elections office. Okay, we have completed about half of our early voting. We're moving into the last half here. We have voting tomorrow, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 5. If you can't make it in the hours, the business hours, Saturday's always a great option, and we have just as many people there. It's set up in the same way, and we do the same thing. Let me throw another plug in here, too. If you're interested in being a poll worker at the poll site out in each community, leave your name and telephone number. I'm always recruiting, and that's where we get all of our poll workers, is from whoever comes in and volunteers. And I always say, if it weren't for the little old gray-headed ladies, America would not have an election, because it is our senior citizens, 95% or so, that staff our precinct poll sites and do our hold our elections for us. Now, there will be no voting on Monday, November the 1st. That's the day we shut down the poll in the early voting session and go out into set up all the equipment in the surrounding polls. Now, these are some of the things that you will be able to vote on if you come in. There's basically two elections. There's the city election, and they're voting on the police commissioner or the parks and recreation commissioner, and there are some questions also. I'll go over these questions in just a minute. If you live in the city, you can vote on the city and the county election. Now, the county election is for the District 4 commissioner's seat. It's to fill the vacancy of Alan Bradford, and it has to be done by election in a certain number of days, and that's why it was good to attach it to this city election so that we get it all taken care of at one time. Now, Election Day is November the 2nd. Our precinct polls in each community will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. All of the city voters will be voting at the administrative office here in the commissioner's office here in the administrative building. You can always call, come by. Somebody can direct you to the right office. If you're a county voter, you will vote here, advanced voting, or in your precinct on Election Day. You won't be able to to vote down here on Election Day as an advanced voting option. Only registered voters that live in the city and the county will be able to vote down here. We talked about what they're going, who's going to be running for these positions, and here are the questions that are also going to be on the city ballot. I'll read it and hope you can follow along here. Shall the governing authority of the city of Trenton, Georgia, be authorized to permit and regulate package sales by retailers of both malt beverages and wine on Sundays between the hours of 12:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m.? Question 2. This is city voters only. Shall the issuance of licenses for the package sale of distilled spirits be approved? And question 3. Shall the governing authority of the city of Trenton, Georgia be authorized to permit and regulate sales of distilled spirits or alcoholic beverages for beverage purposes by the drink? Now, if you need to see a copy of those, we have all kinds of sample ballots whenever you come in. And our office, our early voting office, is set up really plain. When you come in, you can see that there's a line for city voters and county voters. Now, you can vote in either one, but when you come in, they will ask you right away, do you live in the city? Now, you can also check the website for this information. The Dade County GOP, the Republican Party, is going to host a meet and greet for the District 4 candidates at their monthly meeting, and that'll be Monday, October the 25th at 6 p.m. It will also be in the Dade County Administration Building. The 2 ladies that are running for that position will be there to talk and answer questions. There will be another at Westbrow Community Center, 131 Griffin Road, Lookout Mountain, October the 27th at 7 p.m. So you'll have a chance to meet these ladies, talk to them, find out what's going on. That pretty much covers everything I needed to tell you except how many voters have we had? That's what everybody wants to know. As of 2 o'clock, we've had 157 voters. That's for all the county and all the city. And the breakdown is 115 county voters and 42 city voters. So you can see we need you to get busy and come on out and vote, especially since the city thing covers the candidates and the questions. We've had only 9 requests for absentee voters. So our absentee mail will not be a problem at all this time. As a matter of fact, we're waiting for it to come in, and tomorrow is the last day that she can satisfy a request for any of that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for that, Carolyn. Also, one other event where you can hear the candidates is on next week's live update at 3 o'clock. We will have the candidates on, and so you will hear from them as well. We have confirmed with Mike Norris, who is running for City of Trenton Police Commissioner candidate, and both candidates for District 4 Commissioner, Melissa Christensen Bradford and Belladonna. Thank you again for that, Carolyn. And next we'll go to County Executive Ted Rumley.
Okay, thank you. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'll go over a few things here before we go into our COVID report, as usual. We'll be pouring concrete down at the full fields on our tornado shelter. Should be next week, Monday and Tuesday. We'll be also breaking ground at the South Dade facility down there also. And as far as the Davis goes, we've got some clearing to do out there, and hopefully the following week they can get out there and we get that thing kind of laid out. And it's going to be a little more in depth out there, but we're trying to get them all kind of ready. And then when they bring them, we can start putting them up, because a lot of it is prefabbed. And so we'll hopefully once we get the pads poured, they'll go up pretty quickly. I just want, they've already mentioned the parade. Be sure to remember the parade tonight, because there's a lot of young people that look forward to this every year, and the teachers and all. Just try to make it a big event tonight. Did we decide it starts at 5 or 6?
At 7. So
Okay.
the parade starts at 7. I think they're doing lineups like at 6.
At 6, yeah. And I think if you want to be in it, like if you've got an old car, so you just kind of show up, right?
I'm not sure
not
about
really
that.
heard that. I
Molly
mean,
Rogers at the high school is coordinating that.
Yeah.
So I know they're going
Because
to be
they
throwing
usually
out
got a
candy.
section
Yeah.
for everything, so but you
They
can,
do. They have a place for community people. I had forgotten
Yeah.
that, but yes, on there.
Usually they do,
We
yeah.
shared that on our Facebook page, the route and where you line up. So if you want to see that, you can go on our Facebook page.
Yeah. The paving projects we've got coming up, I may have mentioned this last week, but the group that's got the contractor is going to do actually Hell's Gap first. So all you people on Sand Mountain that use that road every day, they're going to start next week. And so please just bear with us on it. It's going to be a pretty lengthy project, because we're not just patching. They'll be actually going in, and they'll be patching to start with, but it's going to be pretty lengthy. And of course, if you travel that road, it's dangerous, and we'll have. They're responsible for all traffic control and all that, so there'll be a lot of lights flashing and signs up there. So just bear with us on it. I know there's been some people, on 136 here get kind of mad at the state and mad at us, but that's what progress is. You got to have it. You got to have, you'll have a little traffic now and then, but you got to look at the road after it's finished and be thankful for it. And then of course after that, immediately when they finish, they'll move everything to Burkhalter. It'll take a while on it, but nothing like Hell's Gap, So just bear with us on it. That should start, next week. Our road stripers, they're supposed to be here Monday. They're supposed to be here last week, but they evidently the rain or whatever but they're going to be starting in the Head River community out in that area, and we've got a lot of roads throughout the county. It's going to be striped throughout Lookout, Sand Mountain, and also the valley. So. We'll kind of brief you as they finish up on Lookout, maybe the next week, and then we'll tell you kind of Thursday where they're going to be the next week. So, because once these guys start, they move on. I noticed last time that they did some striping for us, they came in and they did some of it at night even, when it was not heavy traffic. And that all depends on the weather and the dampness of the pavement and all. Cable barrier on the interstate, they're supposed to. Originally finish it up, by Halloween, October the 31st. But whether they do that, I know they're getting close, but there's a lot of cable that hadn't been stretched. There's a lot of posts that hadn't been put up, but they were working on. They were over there today working on those. 136, I've not really got a definite. They were supposed to be finished in November the 30th on it. I'd say that they probably will be. They are putting down the non-skid. It's kind of a tar and sand type deal. Where they spray it and they put the sand down. I've had a lot of people ask me about the texture. As far as how long it'll last, it's hard to say. I know some that they put up there one year, a few years ago, around the curve didn't last that long. But this is supposed to be a whole new process and material and all, so we'll just have to play it by ear. That is a state project, so we'll just have to see. The vaccinations. I mean, all of y'all. I mean, we talk about this every week now for many months now. There's still vaccinations are still going on. Downstairs they're not doing any testing, but they do have the Moderna and the Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, I guess too, right? Do they have?
I don't know if they
I had
have.
a guy call me
think so.
last week about it. I'm not sure about that, but we've been monitoring the news, and I'm not sure whether they've actually totally released that where it will be available this weekend for your boosters on your Moderna and the Johnson & Johnson. But I feel probably pretty positive about that. So. If you're going to do that and get your boosters, you need to not, don't wait around, because there's probably going to be lines just like there was back when we first started the vaccinations. There's a lot of people out there that are, is it still like 40? I mean, they were trying to get it 40 and above, but for whatever
Not
reason.
yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And, if you have questions about it, just call the Department of Health, because they are not going by what the federal guidelines are necessarily. They're going by the ACIP board, which is those are the recommendations that they follow. So just because the federal government says that's what they're doing, call the Department of Health at 706-657-4213 to make sure what they're doing. They can answer all of your questions.
Because there's a lot of people out there, really ready to get their booster, and there's a lot of people that's not taking the shots, and that's your business. I mean, we're not forcing you to do that, but it is real and it's out there, and I know you know that, and you have your own reasons for not being vaccinated. But we are giving the shots, giving the vaccine downstairs. The testing, as far as in Dade County, it's still the same sites: primary health care, and all these people you need to call, to actually make an appointment. Lawson Medical, Price Pharmacy, and the place up at Walmart, the AFC there, right when you turn in, right by Jack's Restaurant. Now these people, most of them, I think there's all but one of them. Maybe they take insurance. The Price Pharmacy, they have a straight pay for the rapid test. It's $90. I don't know whether they take the card over there or not. Do you know? I haven't heard anybody say.
At Price,
At Price.
I think it's a cash only
Cash
kind
only?
of thing.
Yeah, okay,
The last I heard.
And I think, and Lawson is cash or check.
Check or cash, and you can call them. You see their numbers on the screen there. in
Yeah,
front of
we've
you.
got it.
And so call them if you have any questions, and also if you don't want to go back and watch this broadcast, you can also find that on our website at dadecounty-ga.gov.
Yeah, and of course they have free testing over to Colonnade Aid on Monday and Wednesday from 10 till 7. And I've talked to a lot of people in Dade County that take advantage of that. They, if they have, doubt or whatever, they'll get off from work on first shift, go back home, go home that way, and then come back across the mountain. So that's good. They do stay open until 7 o'clock over there, and it is, you don't have to get out of the car. It's all in the car. And I had a couple of people ask me this, and I need to find out maybe by next week as far as if the primary is still doing the drive-by. Like at our full fields, I'm not sure. I know they slacked off, and I don't really have an answer, but I'll find that out for you. Move into the report here as far as our COVID positive cases. In the last 2 weeks, last 14 days, we've had 36 positive cases here in Dade County. We're still at 17 deaths and 68 hospitalization. So that puts our number up to 1,782. Walker County, they've had 156 in the last 14 days. They're test positive in Walker, a lot larger county. They went from 9,316 to 9,387. Over at Catoosa County, No, they've had 204 positive cases in Catoosa in the last 14 days. That puts their top number at 8,264. Chattooga County, they've had 72 in the last 2 weeks test positive, and that puts their number at 3,645. Move down to Tennessee, Hamilton County. At this time, they have 999 active cases as of today, as we speak, and they've had 646 deaths, and they've had 61,475 recoveries out of 63 and 1,120. That's recoveries from that, but they still have 999 active cases as we speak. Marion County, they're 93 active cases as we speak, and their numbers now is at 5,728. They've had 53 deaths and 5,552 that's recovered out of that 5,728. Grundy County, at this time they have 61 active. Their total number is 2,800 positive. They've had 2,702 that have recovered, and they've had 37 deaths. Move down to Jackson County, Alabama. Jackson County, they've had 30 cases positive in the last 7 days, and their top number now is for positive cases is 9,844. It's in Jackson County. They've had 182 that have deaths there in Jackson County. DeKalb County, they've had 57 positive cases in the last 7 days. They've had 260 deaths, and their numbers now are at 12,622. So the numbers are not just drastically, increasing. We're still getting positive cases. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a cold, but a good thing though, we had a report. Was that Monday? I think I got that, or Tuesday. That was a
Tuesday.
5-day report, and that's counting Saturday and Sunday. But from that past 5 days, we had 0 cases reported. So hopefully in the next week or two, we'll start getting those zeros or very low numbers, because it has changed. And so that was the first time we got actually a true zero, and I don't even know how long.
It was good to see that true zero.
I don't even remember. It's been months since we got it.
It was good to see that one.
Yeah, but just try to be safe. Wear your mask. When you're shopping, or if you're at church or whatever, and try to do social distancing if possible. And we had any questions?
We do have some questions, but
Mm-hmm.
you forgot something, and I get to tell you that you forgot to mention our annual audit that's
They are
going
here.
on.
Yeah.
So our annual audit, I know it's exciting stuff, right?
yeah.
So it's so exciting.
Our yearly auditors are here. They're here, have been all week, and I think they were here a day or two last week. So, but that's something that's real in depth, and that keeps everybody moving, getting them information,
It is, and we have that. A lot of people don't know this. We have them every year. We have an audit every year for the county, and we have to do that. And our annual auditor is Henderson Hutcherson McCullough out of Chattanooga. If you have questions, you can contact County Executive Rumley or Dade County Clerk and CFO Don Townsend. But we are having our annual audit, so they're actually here. If you want to see them in person, they're here.
Got them hid in a room back there. They like privacy.
They
That's one thing about
do.
it. Yeah, they don't like noise either. That's why we're in this office here. This is my office here, so we had to move out.
So we do have some questions, though. The first one is, this morning on KWIN, Vice Chair Robert Goff said that he didn't know about the special called Water Board meeting. What can be done to help keep commissioners, administrative staff, and other government representatives briefed about events like that? Do you have any
Normally we
ideas?
keep in touch. We actually, but I did not know about the meeting. I knew that they had emailed us the same thing they sent to the press release, and about their decision. And they're a board of their own. And they did their research out there, and they decided this time not to go through with the reservoir, and that's perfectly that's their call. We did spend quite a bit of time on it. Back when we were looking to buy that, we had of course an appraisal done on the property. And they also had Sandtech that came in. They did a preliminary walkthrough over there. We had an archaeologist come in and make sure that it was acceptable. Of course, he did just basically a walkthrough because of the time. We didn't have the time where we could actually do the drilling, and we also went to Atlanta and got the EPD involved, and EPA, I think they were sitting on that meeting on Mr. Goff and myself and H.A. McCagg. He was one of the board members of that and went down with us, and we spent a long time down there with them, and they were real excited about the project. It was a plus, and of course, this engineering firm is one that the water company brought to the table, and I respect what they found, but we didn't just jump into that purchase over there. It's a really good piece of property, and I still think it's a good place for a reservoir, because it's really even the report, if you read it, it doesn't say a reservoir can't build there, and it's their opinion, of the cost of it is tremendous, but they were also basing it off of a 300-acre reservoir down in Georgia there in Paulding County, and there's a lot to be looked at, and we were in this with the Water Authority, and we worked together to try to bring good to the county and to us, and I know Mr. Goff, and I know Doug Anderton was really a positive toward it, because he had been there so many years. Had been trying to purchase that property since I was in high school. I remember him talking about it, Miss Sales, and of course she said it'll never be sold, and the reason they were was because of their strategic planning of your future of your water authority. That was part of it, and so Doug was really involved in it, and of course he's passed away now, and so there was a lot of thought put in it, and we'll just see what the future holds, and we got practically a new board and new blood there, and I've got different ideas, and we'll just play it by ear, and I'm sure we'll have a meeting or two in the future, and just decide what we're going to do. Even if we didn't build the reservoir, anytime soon, those of you that know where the land's at, it's a beautiful farm. It's one of the prettiest farms and farm areas, bottomland that we've got in the county, and it would make a great, recreational area for our grown-ups children, to go down and have access to Lookout Creek, and have a trail there along all the way up to the creek there for fishing, and also there's a lot can be done with that property, until if there is a reservoir built, we'll just have to play it by ear. Yeah.
There are several more questions about the reservoir. Not shocking that we have those questions after this decision by the Water Board.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also have one about the community center at Davis. It said a while ago there was talk about the community center at Davis. Will there be a community center at Davis? And then we have questions about the water reservoir. Is there a contingency plan to get out of the contract if the study failed? Was there an engineering study before the purchase during the long option to buy period? And who's responsible now for finding a new purpose for the land? Is that the Water Authority or
Jointly.
the Board of
It'll be
Commissioners?
jointly. Yeah, it's just we've actually county money. We've got $75,000 in it as our part, and then there's $25,000 we had as a grant. Was put into the purchase of it. And then the Water Authority had the 400, so it's 500 total, but no, it'll be a joint. And of course, the Water Authority will have a big, they're really a heavier investor than we are, but it's something we just have to get together and we'll meet, and we want to do what's right for the county, for the people. Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question, of course, is about the community center at Davis. Is there still going to be a community center at Davis?
There will be, and be a nice. That's what this. We keep calling them tornado shelters. That's what they are. These are not little huts like you see in some of the communities in different areas. A little rounded thing. These are buildings that will be used for meetings and for community events. I mean, they're safe above ground structures. They'll hold approximately 300 people, 270 whatever. But they're not like you picture in your mind as a tornado shelter. It'll be something to be proud of out there. There'll be parking, be plenty of parking, and just like at South Dade and like down here where the four fields are at, it'll be a multi-purpose building, and it'll be a very safe, secure place. So it's something to really look forward to, the community. So y'all got, on the Mountain Sandmine especially, I've got that to look forward to, and you've got the road going up Hell's Gap. That'll be a real positive thing, and hopefully, maybe by the next year or whatever, we can find somewhere out there in that end of the mountain that we can purchase some property or maybe get some property donated, because that's what's held us up from actually. And New Salem the same way in West Brow. These shelters have got to be on government property. They've got to be owned by the county government. You know, they can't be leased. It's got to be like 2 acres of property. It's got to be real accessible off of a paved, good road. We've got to have enough of that acreage, to make parking for that. Because, chances are you're not going to have 300 people and 300 cars, but you've got to be ready for whatever, happens, and have plenty of room, because most of the time that's used, and it's going to be, people are going to be kind of scared, I mean, they're going to be, the weather alert be going off, and so that they're, it's something to look, really, it's something positive. It's really happening, and I know a lot of people are so proud and be proud when we get them built, especially people that don't have a basement, that live in the modular homes, or just are scared, they got a single dwelling home because of tornado. You can see the destruction. We went through one. We lost a home in '92, and it was, less than 20 seconds. I started to say 5 seconds. In 20 seconds, we just finished that house the week before, and it was just like a toothpick. They blew it all away, and we were right in the middle of it. So we know what it can do, and it's just going to be a really special time to have these things completed, and we'll have the sirens. We've already got those things erected. We've got them at different places through the county, and so I guess we'd call it be storm ready, maybe, if it's possible. Yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. I appreciate everyone watching. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about today or anything pertaining to the government, call me, 423-667-8999. Whatever we'll talk about auditors, taxes, whatever. You wouldn't believe my day. I get a lot of people come in and out here. Believe it or not, we're a small county, and sometimes I talk so much like I am I can't hardly talk. But pertaining to the reservoir, I don't care to talk about the reservoir. But just give me a call, and we are all our commissioners and all. We're public servants. We know what that means. Oh yeah, be sure to vote. Really. It's just you've got 2 good candidates running for the county. You've got some good people running there for the city. And don't sit back and watch the 6 o'clock news and there'll be total county-wide, maybe 300 people vote out of 16,000 or 16,000 plus, and you say, man, I wish I'd have voted. Just don't do that, because it happens. And I was guilty years ago of doing that, and you just don't need to do it. You need to get out. It don't take but a second, especially on this early voting. Man, you can walk in and walk out of here and be gone with it. So just try to get out and vote, and regardless who you vote for or what you vote for. But we appreciate it, and my number, like I said, is 423-667-8999, and just call me anytime.